Mic check. Mic looks good. Hey, good morning, everybody. Top of the morning. All right, let's talk about some Bitcoin, I guess. Still just a range up here between these two green dots. The lower section of the range has been interacted with, cleaning up all these lows down here and showing more signs of buying at the lows than selling at the highs because, we haven't revisited the high yet. But so overall looking pretty good. Still more liquidity above us, I believe, than below us. Let's take a look at, let's see. So we know we interacted with the range low, kind of flipped some structure, marched up, took out that high, lost a little bit of structure there, came back down, up, mitigation of supply, down. I still think that it is more logical to come here next than it is to come here next. I still feel as though that is more logical. That's what I'm anticipating, even though I know we've got, what is this? About 1 hour structure. Broke bearishly there, so let's take a closer look here. Oh, whoa, bro, whoa. Yeah, so you get your about your 1 hour break of structure. Come down. Let's see. Let's get to the 15. Come down and address this inefficiency right here. I'm tempted to flip 15-minute structure off of that. Slight problem. Is it the same on the... Yeah, same situation there. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. All right, let's drop to the 5. Interesting. All right, well, I think I've got all the information I need here. So your largest structure at play essentially is just going to flow up from the low like just 1, 2. And so if bullish should, come back to take out the weak high, right? But we see some rolling over here, indicating that it wants to come for this low again. Is interesting. I would have guessed that price wanted to perform from here to here, back up. But that's not what it's doing. And yeah, I don't think it's particularly bullish to come back for this low right now. That to me says the intended objective is to take out these two lows right here. There's a tiny bit of demand left in here. No real structure to flip. Sorry, I haven't been on the charts in a while. It's like a little bit of a Monday for me. No, I don't know, man. I don't think that still makes sense. All right, where are my favorite trades at? Where are my favorite trades? Down here, up here, and right here still. Those are my favorite trades. Okay. Oh, let me say good morning to everybody and not be a lame-o. Jason, Mickey, Aaron, Dex, Danielle, Just Cover It, Bitcoin Dreamer, DL, and Alexandria G. Yeah, we'll get to those altcoins. We'll get to those altcoins. I do generally like the. Well, I like how we're kind of sort of making our way down. Like we kind of have a high. Sorry, we have a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, and so far we have a lower high. Can we get another lower low? That wouldn't be hateful. That would not be hateful. Leave these guys on the chart as we make our way back down, maybe retest the prior all-time high. That could be like way down yonder. That could be like late August, honestly, by the time it happens. Could be. And just build up some topside liquidity as we march down some of those more southern areas. Build up some of these dollars and then squeeze them. I like that idea. No. Is there anything locally I want to trade? Looks kind of risky. Looks kind of risky. I don't know if there's anything in here I would super love to trade. I know that if price ends up doing this, yeah, something like that, then I would be looking for retracement into this area for a short down to that low. That's one thing I know. So because that is a thing I know, I am going to take this line here. I'm going to replace it with array. I'm going to put an alert on it. Is there a long I want? Well, the trouble is in my opinion, if there's a long to be had, it's like kind of right now. I don't know if I like the structure. Yes, one leg of price I'm interested to trade is this one. Just reiterating here, this leg of price here. In the event that I can, I'd like to trade that leg. I mean, we have like unmitigated demand down here. I don't love it. This low here, never touched that low there. So this demand lacks one of my three rules. It lacks the break of structure. No, I don't like that idea. To me, I would rather see lift come out of this zone. In order to get to this zone, we got to break this low. So to me, I would rather see the lift come out of this zone, setting a lower high for a lower low. So still that flow. Yep. Yep, that's what I'm good with. I don't know if there's, yeah, I don't, let's see, do I still have an alert up here? Let's fix that. Oh, I deleted all my alerts yesterday, that's right. So I'm going to put an alert here. I'm going to put an alert there. I think for the most part, I'm going to be pretty chill on it. I don't think I want anything other than that. Is there anything interesting going on with like VWAPs in this area? Not particularly in my opinion. I'm going to put another alert right here. That is 118, 455. And I think, ooh, let's take a look at that. Cover that high. Can you get a 3R? No, not really. Really? Do we have targets below that? We do. Yeah, I'm going to put another. Is that a 0.58 stop loss? All right, I'm going to put another alert here. Hey. Yeah, yep, I got my alerts set on Bitcoin. I got myself a couple of ideas that I'm interested in, and I'm going to move on with my life. We'll go take a look at Tom. What's been going on Ton? Okay. But it is a little ugly up there, isn't it? It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Lower low, lower high. So this low is still weak. But we are in a larger, higher time. Yeah, we're in like some higher time frame demand. Increase. Yeah, I still just see a range between this point and this point, though, unfortunately. Okay. 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 Do we flip any structure off that low? What's our 15-minute doing right now? Okay, so 15-minute comes in here, sweeps a high, low, boom. Efficiency. That one looks like it could potentially be a long. I like the roundness of that bottom. I like how it filled this inefficient candle here. Oh yeah, it nipped all the way down through that. How low did she go? Yeah, either way, the filling of that inefficient candle, that looks pretty good for me. Locally, we did get back to bullish structure. So this area is demand. But I think for this one, I would rather be patient and yeah, because you lose your structure, not permanently. Come on now. Dude, this is the button I want. Break. Remitigate, lower low. Yeah, I think I would wanna see this 32,841. I would rather see that broken at this point. You can see that we've got some demand in this area. But I'm not fully convinced. Yeah, no, I'm not convinced at all that it wants to tackle this high right now. Especially after this break over here. Meaning that this is also supply. And so are you looking at your if this uptrend here broke, are you looking at the lower high prior to the lower low? That's why I need to see this break. I need to see this break, and then and only then would I be interested in longing. Until then, I think let's see here. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put my array down here. I'm gonna say, oh gosh, that's way up there. Yeah, maybe if you could fill this inefficient candle right here and manage to get back up into the tip of this thing. I'd look to short, but I'd kind of want to cover this high, which means I need to be closer to premium, closer to premium to look to run it down there. But stepping out, I get a little lost in the sauce sometimes. Stepping out, I am concerned about. There was a weak low down here. Yeah, I'm concerned about this still. Yeah, this needs to set a higher high soon, or I think we're coming for this. Get all those damn highlighters off of there, and we'll move on to something else. Just realized it's really quiet in my head. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel about that one. Do I have volume up? Did alert go off? No? Good. Cool. All right. But CFX. What's going on with that thing? Made it all the way up to the high, huh? Cool. Well, I mean, party's kind of over, in my opinion. My opinion, the party is kind of over. This leg of, to me, the expansion has been like totally met. I think it's been totally met at this point, so the party's kind of over. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. It just means like the real fun part of the party's over. Let's go ahead and delete this stuff. Let's go ahead and delete all of this stuff. And bingo, target acquired. All right, let's see what we have left in here. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is a failure to close so far. I mean, I know the day isn't over yet, but a failure to close above here and just the tiniest purge of it, not super bullish. The fact that you're back below this guy already, not super bullish. The fact that you definitely have a curl of liquidity under here, not super bullish. Yeah, it looks like this thing wants lower side liquidity. I would say that, you know, basically whatever probably the POC of this range. I know it's a bullish candle, but nonetheless, this to me represents where the positions entered that created the inefficient candle to follow that took us up over this high and hit the swing high. So I would still say that, you know, if this zone does not hold and set another high, which I think could still make a great short, then you're coming for this guy. So let's get a label on him, and let's drop down to our 4 hour. Yeah, it sure looks like it wants to fill this candle to me. Let's drop to the 15. Yeah. That's a lot of stop losses down there to gobble up. Gobble gobble. Motherfucker gobble gobble. Hey, bro. Hey. Let's just bring it all the way down. I want to delete that line because it is irrelevant to my life at this point. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to replace it with trend line. Zone between, let's go ahead and delete that swing high. 27,959 and 25,220. This zone here, I think, could provide a nice short. I think I'd currently be looking something along these lines, with potential target as far as down there. And I mean, if you lose this low, then quite likely all the way back down to 80, or that way down yonder, down to, let's go back to the 4 hour, down to this guy. Yep, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to take an alert here too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take an alert there as well. Oh yeah, I want to see this gap filled. I would still be targeting this no matter what. Still be targeting that. And then yeah, and then I think I'd look to take out more profit down here just right at the end of that fair value gap. I'd be looking, you know, if it had let me, I'd look down as low as here. And then anything after that is a really bold statement, in my opinion. SEINENA. Yeah, we'll take a look at ETH2 and Sol and XRP. Sure. Hey, Mr. Alex O Crypto. Thanks, bud. I did have a slightly unfortunate day yesterday, but I'm not gonna rain on your guys' parade with that stuff. All right, SEI. What do we have on SEI? I could see price returning down to 2.25, whatever, this fucking line down here. I could see price returning down there. Let's see, what are we on? We're on the 8 hour. Let's take a look at the 4. It's a little bit of a bold statement, but your 4 hour low, I'm just going to say it's this guy here, which I can see that we ran the 4 hour low, but we never flipped any structure bullish. The structure did not flip bullish until here, and that is an SFP, indicating that there is weakness on this low. And then we can see that we break structure here. Retest supply and are falling. So, yeah, so I suggest down to here. Now, I think it would be interesting to look for a long at 3032. I think that is an interesting place to look for a long. Faux show. Faux show, faux show. Yeah, because if it's not there, well, then I propose that it sure as hell isn't inside this fair value gap. I don't think your long comes from there. And I have to question whether this lower demand here would work. When you have this low right underneath it that could still be swept. So I have to question whether this area would work. If it did, I would want it right off the tip of this. But even then, yeah, if you're down this far, if you're down south this far, again, I just say, why not sweep that low? Why not just sweep that low, or even knock into that demand? Yeah. What do we have here? Go back out to the daily. Okay, so that's our bullish break here. And so this is our higher high. Now we're looking for our higher low. Ooh. Woo. Yeah, I still like that for higher high, higher low relative to this low, and up. Yeah, still like that. So and then I don't think it makes a lot of sense to, for me anyway, I don't think it makes a ton of sense to attempt to short down to there. No, I don't. What's up, big dude? What's up, big dude? No. Yeah. If I was going to attempt to short, it would be from this zone here, with an initial target of here, another target of here. This guy. Sorry, just laughing at my dog. Yeah, I suppose a short would have to look somewhat like this for me. Yeah. Yep. Something like that. But I'd be more interested in a long down here. I'd be more interested in a long down there. And then ENA. I don't think I have that one on my watch list. ENA crypto ENA. What do we got on an ENA chart? Hey, I found one. We found an old chart. With 2 ideas on it that worked. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so let's delete this stuff. And let's all recognize that we put in a big fat bullish break here. Bum, bum, bum. And we have daily structure that exists above that break. So the discount of this range becomes very interesting. Yeah, very interesting indeed. I don't need that range tool on here right now. I just need this. And this as we start to dive into, so this is a weak high. And this is a strong low on the daily time frame. So yeah, again, you know, it just discount of this range is an expectational 3R back to the week high. If we go to the 15-minute, actually, let's go to the 4. Let's go to the 4. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm glad we stopped on the 4. So you have 4-hour structure up from this low. And you do have a 4-hour order block at the tip of this low. The question is, can that get you past the 4-hour supply block? Yeah, I mean, I kind of suggest 2 things on this. One thing I suggest on this is here. The other thing I suggest on this is here. Yeah, so it's an interesting place. It is in an interesting place. If you could get some local structure on your side, I think it's worth attempting along. In order to get local structure on your side, you got to take this initial or this last low out one more time. And then turn around and break some shit. What is that? Make it go away. I can't. Just go away. Yeah, you still need to do that in order to break structure. And I sure as hell would be pulling profit by there. Yeah. I think if you could get past this section here, then I think you could run the rest of this. Now, in the event that this does not form bullish structure here and continues to form upwards only structure into here, if that were to break bearishly off of that, then I think you've got yourself a short. Back down to this low. Boom, 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 boom. But again, structure could turn bullishly here. And I think it would be worthwhile to entertain along off of it if you could get bullish structure to form down here. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. That's what I think. Swear to God, somebody said soul and I skipped over it. Did nobody say soul? No, I'm getting to it now. We got XRP and then Sol, and then ETH, and then Tau. XRP and then Sol, and then ETH, and then Tau. All right. Well, let's move over to XRP. Not good. Not good. 4 hour. So we got lift out of the blue zone. The high we needed to break, we can get rid of this stuff. I don't think this is going to give us any useful information here. Boom. Let's get some of this old stuff off. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. You see, break your 15-minute bearishly here. This has not been retested. What is this line? Oh. Whatever, I'll have to live with it. Missed it. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it's coming for this low right here. Yeah, I would say that local low and this low down here at $3 are still my primary areas of interest for a long. I would still say it's those guys. I don't see anything underneath. Yeah, I don't see anything between here and here that I want to long. Nope. And that one is the most interesting one to me. But I think you could pay attention as early as there. Yeah, I like how this sort of attempted to round off there. Yeah, I'd watch there. What do we have on volume down there? What's open interest look like? Yeah, if I can't grab along here, give me my drawing tools, or here, then I would want to grab along here. Those would be the only three things that I would be interested in longing. Those are the only three I would long on XRP. That's what I'd say on that one. And what do we have after XRP? Sol, right? Sol. Probably looks pretty similar to this, actually. Sol. Ugh. 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 Ooga ooga. I really wanted that low. Now we have shaved off all of this and then broken this leg bearishly and retested it. Hey, let's get some stuff deleted. A good, yeah, decent probability of making it down to this low. Dude, get on the wick. Thank you. No, I don't trust it. Even though I see potential failure here, indicating potential weakness up here, I still anticipate a rollover out of here. Another alert there. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating still. When could or would I long? When or could or should I would I long it? Currently, not until we're above here. In the interim, I think I would rather just short it. Hey, Lucky Deal. Thanks, man. Yeah, and we'll take a look at Tau. Let's take a look at Tau. Tau. CKB. CKB did something interesting, I feel like. I feel like that did something interesting recently. Tau, where are we at, buddy? Where are we at? Jesus, I draw so much on these charts, it just drives me insane. Okay. So we get decent lift out of this area. Structure that we would have had to break from the top down. Was this guy. Who would even took these? Okay. So it's like a 4-hour strong low right there. It's not quite daily. Actually, it's pretty close. Well, that's daily. That's fair. That's a daily strong low right there. So all I'm saying is we didn't really break this downward structure bullishly. And then the upwards structure that we formed off of the low, we have the potential to lose bearishly here. That's what I'm trying to say. See, there was good demand in here, but it already got tagged. And that's what set our higher high off of. I think I'd long it if you could get up here. Yeah, I would clearly long it there, but I'd start, I mean, like an initial target for me would be this guy. And this is still a zone I would look to potentially short out of. Let's get down to the 15. It's probably just going to fall from right here. As it stands currently, the place I would really prefer to short is... No, you know what? I'd say it's probably this guy. Yeah, it's this guy between 401 and 396. I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't know if we're going to get there. But that's kind of what I'd prefer right now. Where would I want to long the thing, though? Well, I know I want to long it if we can break this. Oh, down here. I guess down here. Whatever, we'll just leave a giant stop loss on it for now. Yeah, locally I'm leaning this direction. And then unless you can return bullish structure here, then I'm leaning down and to the right. And then you know, I'd be definitely interested in longing down there. I mean, you could watch this local low for a potential scalp long. What's volume look like in this area? No, I'm not so convinced that's gonna work. I don't. No, no. I take that back. I'm not gonna watch that for a scalp long. And I just want to go back and take a peek at Bitcoin and see what it has done while I've been sitting here blabbing. Anything useful? Did you do anything useful? You son of a bitch. You got so close. You got so close. Oh well. Let's see. We did Tau, right? Okay, we did Tau. Oh, ETH. I started skipping ahead. We skipped ETH. Skipped over the ETH coin. You see that on the 15. Let's get this stuff cleaned up. Let's drop the 15. Yeah, I'd still look to follow ETH down. This local zone between 32.85 and 37.92. You take this out, you're going to return 10-minute structure to bullish, right? And if you return 10-minute structure to bullish here, then I would suggest you are going to quite likely take out this high here. So that's what should happen if you return 10-minute structure to bullish. I would expect that you would march it back up to there. So what would happen if you don't return 10-minute structure to bullish? I would reckon that you could probably target this guy. So in the event that we can see some retracement into this zone, I think that that would be an interesting short down to that low, and it could get quite profitable after that. So I'll take an alert here as well. And hope for the best. CKB, I think, is next. And Tia, man, you guys got all the coins today. Sweet. Son of a bitch. I was fucking planning that yesterday. Oh well, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. CKB. Oh, that's, yeah, I remember now. Had a couple ideas on CKB. Idea number 2 seemed to be the winning strategy. All right. So we come up here. We retrace. We come up again. Where did we retrace to? We retrace to where we broke 6-hour market structure. Let's get down to our 15. Nothing bearish on the 15. All structure bullish still. Yeah, I think if you could get to this to a fill of the inefficiency and a retest of demand, then I think it's an interesting time to start looking for a long. And in the interim, I would want 2 things to happen. I would want 006051 to get tagged, and then I would want 006239 to break. And then I would look to go long there. Two main things I'd be looking for on CKB. Where else do we got? Tia. What's happening over here? Let's get to the 4. Hmm. Hmm. Unfortunately, not bullish. For real, bro? You for real with this shit? Get out of here with this shit. Oh, that's brutal, man. That's fucking brutal. God, this thing can never catch a fucking break. All right, so we have this problem here. That's first problem. That to me implies that there could be weakness clear back down to here at this point. Now, if you look at your 4-hour structure here, we break bearishly here. And the structure that flowed up from the low broke bearishly here. Drops the 15. And you'll see where this first broke the 15-minute structure is where we retested there. You have a range you're fighting here. And I don't think you're winning that battle. And so if you lose the primary structure of this leg, and to me that gives us permission to target something like this again. We have a little bit of demand right here. So I kind of feel like this is just a matter of, is demand or supply in control? And that tells me, so far I only have evidence that supply is in control. And I will not have evidence that demand is in control until it breaks back above 2.040. So currently, I don't think I'd long until above there unless you can return 15-minute structure to your side. And you don't even have it. It just comes from here and comes straight down. So it needs to develop it still. If it could develop 15-minute structure down here, then and only then do I think you have a long. But if it can't develop 15-minute structure down there and break it bullishly, then I think you just continue to have shorts. Yeah, I would be targeting as far down as 1742. And after that, can we? Yeah, we've got some demand underneath it, underneath this low. So I think it's going to be time to look long under that low. And in the interim, I think it is time to look for a short. God, that's already been back tested. I don't know. I think this one's going to be a little tougher to find the short. I'll be right back. I'm back. See, I like this candle for a short, but I can see that that candle already hit it. So I would expect some manner of lift out of here. I think this is how I'd look at it. Let's see if this will work. God, that still puts me back in that candle. I don't want to force something on this, so I'm gonna throw in the towel and say I can't really spot where I would want the lower high for the lower low. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. And that was Tia. Love your TA. The way you can so effortlessly make sense of a chart is amazing. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Just you know, a lot of years. And we are moving on to Wild. Is that it? Lee. Yes, Lee. Hello. Your comments are visible. We see you, Lee. We see you. Yeah, Wild. WLD. Let's get wild with it. Let's get wild with it. Okay, so you flip your structure, you back test. You set a higher high, a higher low, and a higher high. And you did not make it to this. Fucking hit this thing. Okay. Then from that, you set a lower low. Reflip structure bullishly. Back to bearish. Okay. All right. Boom, 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 boom. So we are currently trading this range of price here. Might be another one internal to this. We got our last bit of love from here. D for demand, bro. You break your structure bullishly here. We let me use this. We initiate, we mitigate, we continue. This is my concern, is that right here is where you go back to bearish. That is where you lose your 4 to 6 hour structure in that area. And then this is your initiation below the break, your mitigation for your continuation. And that to me says it is aimed back down into this demand range. So I can't look for long until the blue area. I think it's the first point where I want to look long. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be that area down there. That'll be the first place I want to look long. And if it isn't this zone, then it is all the way back to the stinking low for me. All right, now let's get down to the 15. All right, so you see how we came up and almost like false break manipulation above the high, expansion back down. It's like a bearish PO3 here. I think that makes returning bullish structure at this point very difficult. That's what it would be. That's what it'd look like to turn that structure bullish. Then we got this leg here, does not flip bullish until this high. So, no support, nope. Semi-equal lows. I swear I already did that. Yeah, yes, those are semi-equal lows. All right. What is this line? Can you go away? Yeah, you can go away. I'll just replace that with raise. That 50% line on my range tool drives me fucking insane sometimes. That and this. Hey, bruh, get on the wick. Bruh. Why you always hate me? Why you always try to stick on the There we go. Okay. Now back to the 15. Like I kind of want it back up in between 1.242, 1.1090. But part of me thinks that it is not making it past 10947. And so essentially I'm looking for like short out of that area for a target down to here. Yep. Yep, that's what I'm kind of currently looking at. Bitcoin. And like that for Bitcoin, it would be, did it already mitigate this too? No. That would be the equivalent of this, right? We haven't hit the first target for Bitcoin or interacted with the second target zone yet. So, yeah, it would be the equivalent of that. So I'm comfortable with that statement. That's where I'd be at with WLD. And then we're gonna do Vine and Pingu, and then I'm out of here. No. If I had TA on it, it would have been on the Bybit chart. All right, well, that looks pretty good. Got an initiation above this high. I don't think you have really any major high time frame concerning supply until here. Four. I mean, the really sexy place along is down here still. We have initiated. We have not mitigated prior to continuation. So I still want to return to the scene of the crime down there at .090 or whatever. Let's see, potential internal break here. Let's drop to 15. Wait a minute. How high is that structure? That's still valid on the 90. That's 2-hour structure. Okay. So you have broken 2-hour structure bearishly here. All right, good. Giving us permission to look to this zone for a short. Let's see, the cherry poppin' daddy zone is in the center of that still. But I would want a lower high at this point for a lower low. That's what I would want. And if I had any intention of trading this, my first alert would be at 13144. Strip the 15. So we definitely tag some demand. Yeah, definitely tag some demand. Oh gosh, that's a pretty good looking V right there. Ooh, I could see the temptation to long this. This all looks like you could run this so easily. I could see a temptation along here. God, yeah, I really can. I really could see a temptation. Yeah, it'd be hella tempting. I think if you can get a significant initiation, I'll illustrate one above 12790. I think if you can get a significant initiation up here, I think it would be worth entertaining along up to 14728, but I'd still want to go short there. I would still want to go short there. You've like flipped 2-minute structure bullishly. That's more. That's in and about what I would anticipate for Vine. And then Pengu. What's a PO3? Sure, I'll give you a. We'll talk about a PO3 here. We find a blank place to draw. So prices come up and it's set a high and it's set a low. And then let's say it touches this high again, and then you're coming back down towards that low. Essentially what you're looking for is you're looking for a situation that looks somewhat like this on the chart, where you have an idea of a range being formed, right? So I'll give you an example of a bullish and a bearish PO3 in this sense. So we see that we have like a nice big expansion leg coming up into a range here, right? And so let's just pretend that this is daily market structure. So we know that because we've touched this high, that if we turn around and we break this low, that we've entered a bearish trend, right? And we should probably anticipate that some of this section of the chart gets filled up. So a PO3 is like a market maker manipulative event. So what you see is you'd see like a range develop right down here. that is like a manipulation in the market to bring in supply, to bring in shorts, to expand it back on them bullishly. Right? So price comes down below this low. Everybody starts filling up short positions, filling up short positions, filling up short positions. Those sell orders are what the market maker needs to fill their long orders. So that is an example of a bullish PO3. Bearish PO3 is just, reverse this. Make this box red and, relabel it, and that would be your bearish sort of PO3. So we could see like a perfect example on a macro time frame of a PO3 would be the CFX chart. I deleted the expansion, but you had formed this range here, and then you have a manipulation event below the range right here, and then you had the bullish expansion back through the range. That's a PO3. Picture perfect PO3 right here. Yeah, especially because the initial low got swept. And we were doing Pengu. I think I have that on my watch list. Or I think I continue to try and add it to my watch list and it never sticks. I lied, it stuck. Well, the party's over. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the party's over. This entire unmitigated section of demand below us here. We have a nice order block with imbalance sitting right in the middle of it. You have a weak high above you. You have a strong low below you. It has not tackled the all-time high, right? I don't even know if that's accurate. Let's just pick on this one. No, it did not touch that. Okay. Yeah, I'd have an alert at 035. I'd have another alert at 032. And yeah, I would be looking for that. Either of those would be sufficient, in my opinion. Let's get down to the 15. Yeah, it's not the cleanest right here. I'd still look for a Yeah, let's get a ray right here. I would still look for a lower high and a lower low. And yeah, I don't know. That zone to me is pretty cherry, man. It's pretty cherry. I'd say that whole zone is kind of like swing trade type area. But man, I really prefer that zone right there. All right. I think I've probably gone. Oh my God, I've gone so far over time. So fucking far over time. I have to leave, guys. I have got to leave, man. You bastard. You bastard. So busy blabbing. I swear, I set alerts. Did none of them trigger? Log ETH. ETH alert triggered? Huh? It triggered? Anyways. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully, your time here was valuable to you, and I appreciate you coming and participating and asking questions. And I'm out of here. You guys have a good one.